that's why we've done it twice. And we might do it one more time. We might do the top end of America. I'd like to go up the top and go across that way, over.
That's pretty cool, man. So you actually saw a lot of states. You've been to a lot more states than I have. I've been to Alaska, Washington, Oregon, California, Hawaii, and Florida. So you've seen a lot of the U.S.
Yeah, right, yeah, we've seen a lot of it, yeah. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of driving, but you know, we were going to go to Tennessee. I wanted to go to Tennessee, and we met this young guy. He was a Marine, and we're talking to him, and he was telling us maybe it's not, was it Tennessee? Yeah, it was Tennessee, and he said that's where he comes from, and he said, you know, you've got to be really careful in Tennessee. You could get yourself in trouble. And so we thought about it, and we didn't go. So we sort of dodged the main city. We wanted to go into Tennessee and have a look, but yeah, we sort of just went through it.
Hey, Roger, on that there, yeah, I would like to go to Tennessee too. I got a bunch of friends down there that I actually even talked to on the radio, and I'd like to see Graceland Mansion. That's always interested me, where Elvis was.
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. I remember the first time I got on the radio and I was talking into the States, my first contact was into White House, Tennessee. It's a suburb over there, and I just wanted to go and have a look. I don't know why, but I wanted to go and have a look at this area called White House. But never got to do it, so a bit of a shame. But anyway, always I could do it another time, but yeah, I should have done it when I was there. But anyway, no problem.
That'll be your next trip there, Mick. Next trip, you're going to go to White House, Tennessee. You know, the very first DX contact I ever made was on AM in 1977. It was Enns, Louisiana. It was a Louisiana station, and I still have that QSL card.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Louisiana. Yeah, you should go there, Joe, and have a look. Yeah, it's something you always remember, isn't it? Your first contact, you always remember that first contact overseas, over?
Yeah, you do. You know, it's pretty amazing. I was 13 years old, and you know, I save a lot of junk, but I saved all my QSL cards, and sometimes I flip through them and look at them, and there it is. 1977, I was on a little 40-channel AM radio on a half-wave ground plane.
Yeah, cool stuff, mate. And on AM too, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I used to get in my dad's car when I was a young fella. He had an American LTD he had. He had one of them big old Galaxy LTDs, and he had a high-gain 5 sideband mobile in that car with a 9-foot stainless on it, and that's what I used to talk on. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, over.
Oh, that's awesome. I know the high gains. I actually used to have a high gain antenna, high gain super golden penetrator 5/8 wave antenna.
Yeah, we had one of those as a base station. My old man had it on the house. My dad was into radios, and I followed in his footsteps. I sort of got the bug off him, over.
That is really cool, man, and you're still into it all these years later. I also had a high gain 2-element quad beam. They made some pretty good antennas back then. I remember the high gain radios too.
Yeah, very good radios. I've got actually a lot of high gain radios. I've probably got about 10 of them. Because of the back in the day, that's what my dad used to have, and so I ended up buying a few just for the memories, you know. And I got one of them. I don't know if you know it. It's a high gain 8 base station. They look really, really cool. Cool looking radio. I bought it from the States and got it sent over because yeah, I just wanted one, over.
That is super cool, Mick. Very, very cool. I'm gonna have to look at that. I probably know what it looks like to see it, so I'm gonna have to actually refresh my memory and Google an image of it. High gain 8 base station.
Yeah, Roger, mate. High gain 8. It's all the knobs on the top of the radio, and where your channel selector and all that is, and the meters at the top of the radio, but it comes up at the back, and you got all your meters and that. It's a really, really nice looking radio, over.
Cool. So would that be like a 23 channel?
They're 23 and they're 40. I didn't know they made them in a 40, and yeah, but there's an American 23 channel one, and I think there's a South American 40 channel one, the same radio, but one's a 40 and one's a 23, but beautiful looking radio. Definitely look it up, Joe. I reckon you'd like it. Let me know next time we talk, over.
Oh, you betcha, Mick. I'm going to do that as soon as we finish our QSO. I'm going to get on to Google and YouTube and look at some images there. I was happy with my high gain antennas, I'll tell you that. In '79, I bought the high gain penetrator for my base station. And then in about 1980, I put up a 2-element Eliminator 2 high gain quad beam, and it worked really well. But I remember talking to people working, running high gain radios back in the day. They seem to be pretty popular.
Yeah, Roger. High gain, good quality radios, you know, antennas, all good stuff. I remember my dad was into all that stuff, and he was into CPI 2000, CPI 300. I don't know if you've heard of them radios.
There's CPI.
He was into them, and they were very expensive, but nice looking radios, aren't they?
I'm looking at a CPI sitting right in front of me, except it's a frequency counter. I have a CPI frequency counter I bought in 1981, so I could hook it up to my TRC 48 with the variable frequency oscillator. And I'm looking at it right now, CPI.
Is that the BC 2000 frequency counter?
It is a FC70. FC70 Communications Power Inc. It says right on it.
That's the one, yeah, that's the one, mate, yeah. But the one, my old man, I got that one, but the one my dad had was a BC 2000, and it was a big one. It was a frequency counter, it had a few things in it, and it had a big readout on the front, and tuner and all that stuff all in one. Good stuff, it's good quality, that stuff, over.
It is very good quality. It still works. I think it's missing one digit now, but this one has a red frequency counter on the front, and I really needed it when I was using my variable, my VFO I have here, a Siltronics VFO, and it just made it a lot easier to find the channels with that frequency counter. And it's pretty plain Jane, but I mean, it still works. I bought it, coming up 43 years ago, spring 1981.
Pretty cool stuff, mate. Sounds like you got some good stuff up there, Joe. I've been collecting for years as well. I've got a whole heap of radios that I like to swap around. But the main radio talking overseas is this one, the one I'm on. The RCI 2950. I use this one to talk overseas. I've got a couple of Camwoods and stuff like that, but I seem to like this one to talk overseas. It seems to have good audio, and it seems to match up well with everything I've got, over.
Oh, it works well, man. Those are great radios. I'm talking to you on my RCI, and I have an RCI 2970 DX beside me here, but I'm talking to an RCI 2980 WX base station. That RCI 2950 is just cranking it out, man. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, Roger, mate. Yeah, no, they're good radios. I think they're for talking, overseas and that. They're a good radio. You can go up on triple nickel. You can move around a bit. Yeah, they're good. I've got the radio I like as a base station, Joe, is the high gain. No, not high gain. The Cobra 2000. I think they're a beautiful looking radio, over.
Oh, yeah, and there's still actually a lot of people that run those vintage Cobra 2000s. That was a very popular radio back in the day there. And you know what? It's amazing, surprising how many people actually still run those things.
Yeah, right, mate. Well, I've got two of them down here, and one of them, the needles, the needles on them is buggered up, and they're bloody hard to find to get new meters. I actually put new ones in my other one, and that cost me, I think it was 90 bucks Australian, plus the shipping was ridiculous. Shipping was 145 US, over.
Oh my God, so the shipping was more than the meter.
Yeah, the US shipping is very expensive, and because the US dollar is, our dollar's pretty crap. I think at the moment we're getting 66 cents for the American dollar, so yeah, it adds up after a while when you add it up, over.
Yeah, I think we're about 30. Yeah, I think we're about 30 cents or so on the dollar. So it's crappy here in Canada too. It's probably pretty similar to the Australian dollar. So, when I'm looking at something on eBay and I think, well, that's a pretty good price. But if it's from the US, you have to take in consideration the exchange rate. And then you always look at the shipping. I always look at the shipping now because sometimes they'll really bugger you on the shipping.
Yeah, that's the one, isn't it? The shipping is a killer. I know if you buy stuff from the UK, the shipping's quite good. The UK's got pretty good shipping. Just their dollars, yeah, expensive, you know what I mean? But yeah, the shipping's quite good. But the US shipping is, yeah, just crazy prices, mate, ain't it?
Yeah, actually, I got this beam antenna. I bought this brand new in the UK, the Serio Yagi beam, and it actually worked out cheaper getting it from the UK than the States. And don't get me wrong, I still buy a lot of stuff from the States, but I did get a better deal with shipping from the UK.
Well, I bought one of them antennas, Joe. I bought one of them SY the 3 elements, but I bought the 4 element one, and I used that for a couple of years, and then I gave it to one of my mates down the road from me. He didn't have a beam, so I said, oh, you can have that one, because I had the 5, still had the 5. But yeah, they're a good antenna. They work really well,
Oh yeah, I've been very happy with this Yagi, and it's only up, I just have it just under 30 feet up. And like I say, pretty simple beam, pretty light, only about 9 pounds, just under 9 pounds. Not a super big boom, just to maybe about 9 foot on this 3 element, but it seems to work pretty good for the long distance stuff.
Yeah, Roger, mate. No, they're good antennas. Back in the 90s, the early 90s, I used to run a 3 element, and I reckon they're a great antenna. I spoke all over the world on it. And then I got the 5 element, and yeah, well, they're a little different to use because you sort of got to get more onto the station. You got to pinpoint a bit more, but the 3 element just seemed to be a good antenna. They work really well. I love the old Yagis, over.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, no, it's pretty simple. That's why I got it. I've run a few beams over the years. My very first one I had in the 70s was a V-quad beam, horizontal. Hey, Mick, what's the boom length on your beam there? Well, how big is the boom on it?
I think it's 18 long. Yeah, I think it's 18 long.
Oh, that's not too bad. That's pretty nice. Yeah, and it's a 5 element.
Yeah, it's a 5 element. Yep. Yeah, it's the old school. It's good old. The aluminium's really thick on it, so yeah, it's a good antenna, over.
Yeah, good quality back then. That's the thing. Good, well-made beams back then. And the thing I like about the Serio too, they are made in Italy, so they seem to make some pretty good antennas.
Yeah, Roger, what they do, they make some good verticals too. One of my mates just down the road's got a Serio 5.8 vertical. Well, I can't remember what it's called, but it's fiberglass, and it's very similar to my IMAX 2000. Very much similar.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, I talked to a guy in Manitoba, and he had that thing probably 6 or 7 feet off the ground, his Serio ground plane, and he was smoking in here. Now he's got that thing up 50 feet in the air. It's unbelievable. It's a Serio, I forget the number on it, but man, does that work good.
Yeah, Roger, mate. Yeah, no, they're good antennas. I reckon I love the IMAX 2000. I'm big on the IMAX. I love them. I reckon they're the best vertical. I've got an A99, which is really good as well. So, but yeah, if you want to go 5.8 or 0.64, yeah, I reckon you can't go past the IMAX 2000, over.
Yeah, I have one as well there, Mick. I have an IMAX 2000 up, and it's up about maybe, I'm going to guess probably 22, 23 feet, maybe 23 feet to the bottom. And I talked to Australia on that. I put that one up about over a decade ago, and I have an Antron 99, which is about 100 feet away from this radio room. I put it up over 30 years ago, and I still use it. And I also have one of those Sigma Venom, the Sigma Venom 5/8 wave aluminum.
Yeah, Roger, mate. Well, I tell you what, your IMAX and your A99, you can't go wrong, mate. Good antennas, and built in the US. yes, so you're getting good quality. Venom, isn't that a UK antenna over?
The one I have, I bought it from, well, the Sigma Venom I bought from the UK, and it might even be a UK antenna. It's a 5/8 wave aluminum.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I've heard of them. They're from the UK, yeah. Well, it sounds like you've got them right. And if you've had them, had the A99 and the IMAX 2000 up for 30 years, mate, that's pretty good going, isn't it? You get good value out of them, over.
Yeah, you betcha. I put the Antron up over 30 years ago, and the IMAX I put up over a decade ago, just over a decade. But I've been very happy with them. They're simple antennas, super wind resistant. We don't get a lot of wind here, but they're just a very durable, easy antenna. Don't take up a lot of room.
Yeah, Roger, mate. Have you got the ground plane kit on any of them, or you just got the antenna up, over?
It's just the antenna, but we put one up for a friend there 2 years ago, and he wanted the ground plane kit on it, so we put it together for him, and you pay a little bit extra for that, so he does have the ground plane kit, and it seemed to work pretty good for him. He doesn't really talk on the radio much, but it seemed to make a difference for him.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I had my mate got a 99, and he put the ground plane kit on it. And at the time, I had the A99 on top of the tower, and definitely it was a difference. He could see hear the difference what he was hearing. So yeah, I think the ground plane's kit. Ground plane kit gives it that receive that little bit better. So yeah, if you got the money, it's probably worth buying the kit, ground plane kit for it, over.
You, Roger, on that there. Yeah, this guy wanted to set up there, and it did cost a little bit more money, but he says if it makes me get out better, I want that ground plane kit. So it's easy to put on, but it does cost a few extra bucks. But I seem to get out okay with my IMAX and Antron. When the skip's rolling, I talk a lot. I have my Antron hooked up to the RCI 2970DX, and I go down to AM on channel 11 at night, and I talk to Hawaii all the time on it.
Yeah, Roger, mate. Well, yeah, good value, eh? Yeah, I reckon you can't beat them. As a vertical, mate, they're great antenna. And the only problem with them is once they get a bit old, if you got to take them down, you get that fiberglass, they start to split. And that's about the only problem. But if you leave them up there, you got no problems, over.
Exactly. I took my IMAX down and I cleaned it up, and it was good. But it was only up there a decade. But my Antron 99 has been up there a long time, and I know that if I was to take that thing down, I probably got to watch some of the fiberglass that's starting to deteriorate.
Yeah, you probably find it. Yeah, it wouldn't be a good idea to bring it down. I'd leave it up there. If this weather's good, leave it up there, mate. I brought my one down only because I got water in the gamma match on the beam, so I had to bring the beam down, and it was on top of the beam. So that's why I brought it down. And yeah, other than that, it would have been still sitting up in the air, over.
Hey, Roger, on that there. Yeah, and I don't know. I was thinking on taking it down, but I don't really need to. I was going to clean it because it's looking a little dirty up there, but I think I'm just going to leave the thing alone. There's really no reason for me. It seems to work okay, and why try to fix it if it's broken, right? And the nice thing I like about them is they're very easy to match, too.
Yeah, aren't they? You just turn the rings to which way. I always found you just go down a fraction when both of my antennas, the A99 and the IMAX, and all I did was had to turn it one little turn and lock it in and make sure it was 1-to-1. Both of them are 1-to-1, over.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, same with the IMAX. Yeah, same thing. Easy to tune. Sigma Venom, easy to tune. It's already kind of marked out on the lumen. You put the thing together and it's kind of tuned up for you.
Yeah, you can't go wrong, mate. Not like the old aluminium antennas. Remember, you used to sit there and you'd have to turn this and lift all one of the rods, one of the, it wasn't the radials, one of the boom, the mast on it, up and down until you got it right. Yeah, the new antennas are quite simple, over.
I agree with you, Mick. I agree with you. I like simple. At my age, I'm 59 years old. I don't want anything difficult. Even this Serio was easy. It's a gamma match on it, so slide the thing in and out, look at my meters, and get it where I want it, and then that's it.
Yeah, well, I'm 61, Joey, and
I'm with you, brother. I remember climbing up my tower when I was younger. I cannot believe I did stupid things like that, but nope, not anymore, man. I'm not into that.
No, you gotta know your limitations, don't you? Well, I get up there to go help my mate up the road, right, and he's scared of heights. And when we do his antenna, he gets a cherry picker, and he won't go up in the cherry picker. I go up in the cherry picker, and sometimes I start to wonder, what am I doing,
Cherry picker, I'd feel a lot safer than just climbing up the tower, because I used to climb up the tower, Mick, and it was dangerous. But cherry picker, at least if you're enclosed in the buckets, you got a little bit something to surround you so you don't fall out, hopefully.
Yeah, no, well, there's no way I'd climb up the tower to fix my antenna. So, yeah, no, I wouldn't be doing that. I wouldn't be recommending that to Joe,
I know, and there's some people that still do that, but at 59 years of age, I don't need to slip up and break any bones.
No, they take longer to heal, mate. So, no, that's the way to do it now is cherry picker and put your harness on so you don't fall out,
Yeah, that's right, Mick. We're older and wiser, right? We're using our noggin. We're using our brains now. When we were younger, we're saying, no, I'll just climb up that tower. Not a problem.
Yeah, well, that's right, mate. When you're young, you know, if you break something, it fixes pretty quick, you know, heals pretty quick. But as you get older, as you know, mate, it takes longer to heal. And the pain is greater, over.
That's right. See, when we're younger, we think we're invincible. We're Superman, and nothing's going to knock us down. But like I say, I'm older and wiser now, and thank God I haven't really broken anything. Well, I've had broken ribs. That's about it, and that was painful enough. So I don't feel like falling off a tower and breaking my neck.
That's right. All right, Joe, I'm going to get on the side and grab a drink, mate, and I'll listen out for you when I come back. If you're still out there, I'll give you a shout. But you're still up around at 7. You're up around 30 before you're 7, 8. So, yeah, your radio's working a treat, mate. It's always a pleasure talking up your way and catching hold of you there, mate. Over.
All right, Mick. Well, I think we've talked to probably over 45 minutes or close to an hour because my first battery ran out and I'm on my second one. My first one went to about 30 minutes and now I'm on at about, probably, I think we've talked for an hour here. So I guess I don't want to tie it up too much longer. I'm going to say cheers and beers to you, buddy. It's been a pleasure. And Unit 20 down there in Victoria, Australia, we'll be listening for you again, man. You're sounding awesome.
Roger, Joe. Hey, have a good one, mate. Always a pleasure to catch hold of your station here. And you take care. Hey, 791 20 down south. Your friend down south. Catch you later, Joe.
All right there, 20, Victoria, Australia. Cheers and beers, buddy. Have a good day and happy DX, and we'll look for you soon. And check out the video gates. I'll upload this before I go to bed tonight, and it should be on by morning. It's a long video gate. Have a good one, brother. 791, UDX 791, Gulf Islands on the side.
Catch you later, Joe. Thanks again, mate. 73s.
Yep, 73s, Mick. Good sounding station from Australia.